Hi students, this movie is going to discuss some tips and some suggestions that I recommend you take as you work on completing your movie project for the Antigone unit. I just posted some documents to the portal. I have it up on my screen, and so I'll tell you what I did. It's its own uh, assignment under assignments. It's titled Antigone Movie Project. I have reposted the rubric for the project that I'm going to be using. I've reposted the kind of specs for the project as a whole entitled Making the Movie. I've reposted Freitag's pyramid. And then on the end, there's something, it's called Greek Terms. It's a PDF. This is actually a picture of the PowerPoint slide uh, that we went through for the introduction. We had the PowerPoint introduction, and it's Freitag's plot triangle with the Greek tragedy terms on it. And so I think that will be helpful to you. So if you don't have these things in front of you, I would recommend strongly that you get them in front of you, print them off, or at least open them up. And while you listen to me talk about these things, you'll have a visual reference to know a little bit more of what I mean. I'm going to go through the rubric. I've got that up on my computer as well, and I'm going to try to address the 6 sections that are delineated on the rubric, so you will know exactly what I expect of you come next week. So here we go. All right, the first section, this 30-point section, I want you to think of this section as a sales pitch. You are presenting your case to an independent movie maker of why they should pick up your idea for making Antigone for today's society. All right? And you are writing this, if you look carefully at the directions here, you're writing this in about a 5-paragraph, well-organized paper. So I want you to think of this section as formal writing. It tells you that you have to discuss at least 2 major themes and at least 2 conflicts and relate those to movie audiences of today. You've got a couple of little other things that you're supposed to make clear about. It tells you to make sure you're writing clearly and your punctuation, your grammar's there. But think about this section as formal writing. Okay? Now, the basic plot line section, it's only 10 points, but I give you the suggestion to use Freitag's pyramid to assist you in accomplishing this. So I've provided Freitag's pyramid for you, and I've also given you, like I said, the overlay of the Greek terms. So if you're looking at Freitag's plot triangle handout with me, if you look at the section that's going up the triangle there, it says complication, it says rising action, it says desis. What do you think the goal of this whole project is? It's to show that you understand not only the content of Antigone, but also the larger concepts of Greek tragedy. So the more you can communicate with me that you're familiar with these terms that people use to discuss a Greek tragedy, then that is showing me your understanding of that, at least your awareness of that. So I'll be looking for that kind of thing in this section. This does not have to be in paragraph form. If you wanted to, you could say incentive moment, colon, boom, and write it out. you could say decis, colon, boom, and write it out and just kind of bullet that. If you do a kind of bulleting or a list, make sure it's consistent. The 10 points include, well, actually it doesn't say anything really for grammar or stuff here. So just be consistent. It's 10 points out of the whole thing. All right, costuming notes. So you're visually presenting costumes for at least 5 characters. You're giving a picture, that's the visual presentation, obviously, and then you have an explanation of what you're going for with this costume, right? The source of the inspiration. If your comments are fabrics, colors, comments on all of that. It doesn't have to be in paragraph form. I'm thinking this would be a couple of sentences, but again, go for completeness. This is 15 points. Think what would be a complete explanation of those points given. If you want to bullet it, you can. Again, this does say punctuation, grammar. Think, if you've got items in a series, how do you punctuate items in a series? Make sure if you're using a dash or a colon, you use them appropriately. So depending upon how you set that up, I'll be looking at the punctuation and grammar there. Think completeness, though, in your explanation. All right, music notes. This is also 15 points. You're writing instructions for your musical director. Think of this kind of like a how-to. This is what I want you to do, and this is why. All right? And it says you are listing a particular scene or scenes that will be emphasized by powerful music and what emotion you're trying to arouse by that music. For instance, so we've got the sentry coming in to tell Creon that Polynices' body has been buried. What song would you choose? And why are you choosing that song? Because you're going for this particular response from your audience. That's an example there. 15 points. Again, not a formal paragraph, but obviously you're writing some paragraphs, and it would be, think of how you would explain that, right? So there's a logical sequencing to that kind of explanation. Now, the original script, this is 20 points. In my mind, this is more like a dialogue, so make sure you're punctuating and setting up dialogue properly. You are including a rewrite of a particular scene with stage directions. A copy of the original script from the scene from Sophocles for comparison should be included. If you can find that on the internet and kind of copy and paste, I don't know if that's breaking any copyright laws, so be on the lookout for that. But if you want to sit there and type it out, that's fine, or you can cut and paste that. You can scan it as long as you get a copy of that. So I'll have exactly what you are changing and the original, so I can compare that. And that's 20 points. The movie poster gives you exactly what should be on that 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. Exactly the content of that. And I think, that's a key too. Make sure you're looking at this rubric and including the parts that each section says. So it's not a book, it's not one big essay. Think of each section has its own requirements, and then you're turning in 6 sections to me to make a whole. All right, I hope that helps. If you need me, get in touch. Don't wait till the last minute. I really look forward to assessing these projects and seeing what y'all come up with. I know you guys are a creative bunch. I can't wait. See you later.